So if you're sick and tired of getting crappy leads that don't convert either for yourself or for your clients, in today's video I'm going to share with you a super secret funnel that people like Alex Hormozi as well as Iman Gadzhi use to drive conversions for their business. And truth be told, you're probably already on the right track. You just need to tweak a few small things as well as implement this super simple yet insanely powerful funnel that I call the 4-minute funnel. So without further ado, let's just throw you into my screen and walk through this. So the first step in this 4-minute funnel is obviously to generate the lead, right? So real quick, here's just a few tips that we're using internally to actually increase the quality of the leads that we're generating on Facebook. So one of the first things that we're doing is actually we're going to be changing the performance goal to maximize number of conversion leads and making sure that's toggled on. From there, I'm also toggling on dynamic creative, so that way, as it says, we can provide videos, headlines, and stuff like that that will automatically generate combinations combined for your audience. Variations may include different formats, templates, audio. So basically, you're letting Facebook just take a bunch of different pieces, mangle it up, and give it to the person how they best see fit. So I'm always toggling that on. Little side note, I like to do about 2 to 5 dynamic creative images or videos. I found the sweet spot is really 2 to 3. And then I'll also provide about 2 to 3 different primary texts and headlines in there as well, just to give Facebook the different things to mix and match. Moving on from there, we are then going to make sure that Advantage Plus audience is toggled on. And on top of that, we're going to want to give Advantage Plus some suggestions. Now, the reason being is that it says here, our ad technology automatically finds your audience. If you share an audience suggestion, we'll prioritize audiences matching this profile before searching more widely. So basically what you're doing here is you're letting Facebook still go broad, but you're saying, hey, Facebook, go down this way first before you check that way out, because I think these guys are going to be better to convert. You're then going to send the algorithm in that direction. And then over time, it's going to become more broad. So it's the best of both worlds, in my opinion. So just doing a quick example, let's say we were trying to target leads for a car dealership. What I would do is I'd go in here and I'd start searching things like Auto Trader. I'd hit suggestions, boom, cars.com, Edmunds.com. And I'd probably just leave it at that. About 3 interests is perfectly fine there. And then now I'm telling Facebook to start looking this way and then go more broad if needed. The next thing that we've been seeing increase overall conversions is actually leaving Advantage Plus placements on. Now, I know this is a little counterintuitive because if you look inside of this, you'll see that there's all these weird in-stream ads, search results, apps, and sites. And let's be honest, they're probably not going to drive a lot of conversions, right? However, what I've realized is that Facebook is going more autonomous in its media buying platform. And us as marketers, we're having to rely more on the actual creative and the strategy of the funnel moving forward. I mean, just think about it. Imagine you had Nike, Apple, Walmart, and then all these small little SMA guys that are spending $50 a day on top of that, right? Now you're taking all these different ad accounts and you're trying to mix and match them in the right place, in front of the right person at the right time, while people are continuously scrolling. The algorithm is probably a crazy, crazy mess. So in my eyes, and what I think happens, and this is a little bit of bro science, so take it with a grain of salt, is I think that once you restrict Facebook and you say you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't show it to these types of people, you can only act in my confined little areas, we're now confining the algorithm. We're not letting it do its thing. And in result, we can see lower quality and lower conversions. So what I've been doing is I've been going full out on the Advantage Plus placements, the Advantage Plus audience, and leveraging dynamic creative to let Facebook do its thing. And me as the marketer rely again solely on creative and funnel strategy. So with that out of the way, leaving both Advantage Plus options on, we're going to move over to the ad. So again, like I said earlier, the most important part of this entire ad is actually going to be the creative and inherently the offer that you're packaging in that creative. I actually have another video completely on ads and how I run ads, so you can watch that video up here if you want. And then also important thing to note is I see so many marketers rely heavily on promotions on the front end. And then they're wondering why all these people that are coming into as a lead are not good enough, they're not qualified enough, and honestly, shitty leads. So one thing that I can recommend to a lot of people that can make a huge, huge difference in the overall quality of your leads is going to be removing the promos on the front end and placing them somewhere else. We'll get to that in just a minute. Again, for these ads, I really just like to hit on the actual interests and desires of the consumer. So again, taking that car dealership example, I wouldn't say get 10% off, save this money, save this money. I would simply run ads like in need of a new car, looking for a new car. Is your car about to break down? I'm hitting on specific interests, desires, and attracting that attention that way rather than relying on the promotion to track the attention, right? So again, don't use promotions, or at least try to not use promotions, split test it. and instead run ads based off of interests and desires. So now that we have the ad set ironed out and the ad ironed out, let's go ahead and let's go over some simple techniques and tactics that you can use to generate higher quality leads using the Facebook lead form feature. So now that we're on the actual Facebook lead form builder, one thing I recommend trying is the actual rich creative if you haven't already done so. Honestly, I'm a big fan of it. You can have overview, you can add how it works, you can actually add reviews in there. I'll just copy and paste some reviews off of Google. You can still add your questions, and like I said, you can also add the promo on the form to convert rather than on the actual ad. So that's tip number one, try rich creative. The next thing I recommend to increase overall lead quality is actually going into the questions and using the conditional logic. What conditional logic allows you to do is allows you to send people to different ending pages based off of the answers they're inputting to the question, or it can be really cool. You can actually send them to a different question as well. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with conditional logic. You just have to get creative here. One super important thing to mention on this is don't get carried away with asking so many stupid questions, because for every question that you add, you will decrease the overall volume of leads that you're getting. And you can just annoy someone who would otherwise be a very good lead. So keep that in mind when you're creating all these silly extra questions. For me, I really just try to keep it down to at least one bare basic, super simple one. Like for example, how soon are you looking to get braces? 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 plus. If they hit 6 plus, then we're going to send them to a different ending where we can actually nurture the lead rather than push for the conversion, right? And then when it comes to contact info, I always like to just get email, name, phone number. One thing to mention, if you're doing B2B leads, you can actually go ahead under work information and add work email and remove this email. What I found is this always increases the quality of the emails we're getting, and usually they have the custom domain ending rather than some bullshit spam email that they just threw in there the first time. Another quick tip to mention is if the phone numbers over time you're realizing are fake phone numbers, you can actually delete this question here, come up to the custom questions section, add a short answer, and say, what is your work mobile phone number? And then we'll go to submit form after that. So with all that out the way, the last and honestly the most important part of this entire thing is the ending page. So as you see here, I say, wait, you are not done. Tap the button below to claim your free whitening and secure your promo price. Again, like I said earlier, you're not using the actual promotion on the ad to generate the lead. You're generating the lead based off interest, and then you're trying to push them on the back end to convert even more with the promo. That little tip has made the world of a difference for me and my company and my clients' accounts as well. And honestly, it's allowed us to push so many more conversions rather than attract so many more garbage leads. So once these people go ahead and they hit tap here, we're then going to send them off to a landing page. Now, this is a slightly modified version of the landing page that we're currently using. We're actually using a deck sales letter, which gives people the ability to scroll through a sales deck real quick with key points. They're then going to hit this button here where it says book a call. From there, they're going to go to another page where they have an actual calendar booker, so they can go ahead, they select the time and input the date. Now, this is the ideal case scenario where someone becomes a lead, they go through the lead form, they submit their information, they then go to the landing page and they book a call. What I found is we typically get 30 to 40% of all leads that come in self-book themselves into an appointment. And if we're taking a peek at it on the Miro board, this is what it looks like. Again, Facebook ad to lead form. We're taking name, email, phone number. From there, we're saying, wait, you're not done, and driving the conversion with the promo on the back end to a landing page with a calendar. However, this is where the 4-minute funnel comes into place. If by minute 4 they don't actually do that, then we're going to trigger workflow 1.0 inside of Go High Level, which is our follow-up automations. Now, this is our workflow 1.0, where when someone submits a lead form, we then throw them in this workflow. Now, because we're a little advanced, we have this condition where if they're currently a current client, we'll send ourselves a Slack notification and we won't actually follow up with them manually. However, if they are not a current client, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue down this path of beauty. Like I said, we're doing all these different things, and then we're waiting 4 minutes for them to actually book themselves. And if they do book themselves, again, showing you my next workflow 2.0, which is they go ahead, they actually book the appointment. We have a step in here called remove from workflow 1.0. That way they will not get berated and barraged with all these calls and texts to try to book them on an appointment. So again, showing you the logic. If they do indeed book on this landing page calendar, we are removing them from workflow 1.0. However, if they did not book that calendar, we're giving them 4 minutes before we go ahead and we call our setter. Now, why this is so important is you have to realize that people have different buying personas, right? Some people like to go ahead, book a lead, look online, get some info, book a calendar, get on the calendar, boom, right? That's how they operate. We have other people that are like, dude, I don't want to book a call. I really just have like 4 to 5 minutes worth of questions before I waste anyone's time, right? So what this allows you to do is cater to the other buying personas that are very, very interested. They're just not wanting to book a call by themselves because they have a few questions that they want answered first. So again, this allows you to go ahead, call this lead, talk to them, give them the answers they were looking for, and then book them on the appointment, which once you implement this, I promise you, you're going to shit yourself at how many people are so damn qualified that we just push away because they're not booking by themselves on that calendar. But getting back into the automation here, so we're calling the setter. We're waiting 1 minute to see if this call has been answered. If the call has not been answered, then we're going to go ahead and manually text them because there's a chance that our setter didn't actually have the chance to make that call. On this SMS, we're saying, hey, it's name from business name. Is this contact first name with a smiley face? We're then waiting 4 hours for them to reply. If they don't reply, we're sending them a follow-up and then also getting them back on this side where we are sending, again, the call to the setter. If, however, they do respond, then again, we're still doing the same thing where we're sending a notification to our setter and we're actually live calling them on their phone immediately. We then wait 10 minutes to see if that call was answered or if that conversation was had. And if that call was not answered, then we're going to send them a follow-up text. I hope you can see that I'm prioritizing the calls before the text here because I really, really want someone on the phone talking to the prospect. Again, however, if they don't actually have that conversation, we're going to send them this text message here where it says, hey, first name, I've seen you inquired about offer. If you'd like to see how this works live, please schedule a call using the link below. Or if preferred, we can give you a quick call. Just let me know. So again, we're pushing them back to that actual appointment so that they can book automatically. Or if preferred, let me know. We can give you a quick call. We can answer any questions, right? We're trying to cater to both buying personas here. From there, we are waiting 4 hours to see if they're responding to that text message. And if they don't reply, we're sending them a question mark. From there, we're waiting 1 full day to see if they're responding to this question mark. And again, if they haven't responded, we are going to call our setter live to see if we can get them on the phone one more time. We then wait another full day to see if this conversation has had. And if 1 day passed and no one had this conversation, then we're going to send them one last text message. The text message here says, hey, I know you're probably busy, no hurt feelings. Would you still be interested in learning more about our offer and how we can help you, whatever that offer is, with a guarantee? So for example, would you still be interested in learning more about our offer and how we can help you sign 15 new patients per month with a guarantee? If they still don't respond to this, there's a chance that they're not that interested now. You can just leave them in the opt-in and make sure that your team is following up with them at a later date. And ultimately, this is the 4-minute funnel where, again, you're catering to both buying personas, people that want to do things automatically and people that need that extra touch point before committing to the next step. I know it seems like a small thing, but I promise you, if you implement all those tactics I showed you on Facebook, and then you implement this back-end follow-up system with these leads, I swear to you, your lead quality and conversions will 100% go up. And don't just take it from me. Felix in my private Discord said, bro, you are Walter White, man. Your strategy is insane. The second lead just came in and waited 4 minutes like you said. I called her up and she was shocked at how quick we reached out to her, and she gave a big compliment on the follow-up system. You're a G, man. Now, if you'd actually like a copy of my snapshot with the 4-minute funnel, as well as to join that private Discord community that I just referenced, make sure to watch that video right there for full instructions on how to join and get all my assets for free.